بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد, all praise belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for providing us the opportunity to start our day with His house. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept our ibadah, and we ask the Almighty Allah to grant us the khair of this day and protect us from all types of evil. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. One of the very important things in a person's life is to see what action he starts off in the beginning of his day. If you see in the teachings of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we would find that the recommendation that how a person should start his day and what type of activities he should be involved in. Because the beginning of the day is the start of your day. And that start, if it becomes right, then the rest of the day becomes according to that. And if the start is not right, then a person struggles throughout his entire day trying to get some good deeds, trying to stay away from sins. So the first thing we learn from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is that starting your day with the best location on earth, and that is the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Man ghada ila al-masjid aw raha, أعد الله له نزلا كلما غدا أو راح أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام." That whoever starts his morning by coming to the house of Allah, or he starts his evening by coming to the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that is the two main factors of a person's life, his morning and his evening. Because the evening effect stays till the morning, and the morning effect stays till the evening. And whichever action you are found by the angels which are changing their shifts, that's the reward. This is the reward that Allah writes for the entire morning or for the entire evening. Because the time of after Fajr and after Asr is the time when the shifts of the angel happen. The morning angels, they descend, and the evening angels, they go back. And in the evening time, the angels of the evening comes in, and the morning angels, they go back to Allah Azza wa Jalla. And in each of these shifts, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asks the questions to these angels that in what condition you left my servants. And when these angels, they reply that Allah, I have left them in your remembrance. I have left them, I found them in your house. I found them in good actions. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala becomes pleased by the servant and his action. So this is why we find in the teachings of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam recommended us that when you start your day, right, or when you start your morning, make sure your first action of the morning is something that is pleasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because that will take the rest of your day, and your actions will be built on that first action of the day that you started your day with. So the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ describes that whoever comes in the morning to the house of Allah, or whoever starts his morning from the house of Allah, and whoever starts his evening from the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then Allah Azza wa Jal prepares a very special hospitality for him every morning and every evening. And this is the hospitality that will be given to this person on the day of judgment. And when a person will find that he has been given reward by Allah for this action that he has performed in this dunya, then this man will desire that I wish I continued to do that action for the rest of my life so that I can get more reward when I meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is why it's a special treatment, it's a special hospitality that Allah Azza wa Jal creates and facilitates for those people who starts their day from the house of Allah, because that's the main concern that they have regarding their day, that I want to be blessed on this specific day of mine. Why? Because I want the mercy of Allah Azza wa Jal, and I want the forgiveness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And in order to do that, this person makes sure that he starts his day from the house of Allah. And each day he starts from the house of Allah. Allah is special. أَعَدَّ اللَّهُ لَهُ نُزُلًا. The Prophet ﷺ said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala prepares a special hospitality for this man every single day. And every single day, remember, you have someone special coming to your house. You're preparing food for them, right? You're trying to get them comfortable in your house. You're providing so many, facility for them. You're moving your car away from your driveway. You're doing so many activities. Why? Because you have a guest coming into your house, right? And especially if that guest is a very important person for you, your excitement, your enjoyment, your happiness to meet him, all of that increases. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is preparing all of this for you and I. For you and I. No valuable, no significant. But look at the way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is treating us just by doing this action, that when we start our day, we start with the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us the strength, the ability to make every single day of ours such a day in which Allah creates this special hospitality for us. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. Jazakumullahu khairan. Subhanallah wa bihamdi. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika wa nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.